What's going on, y'all? This is Chris with No Limit Squad, your personal ISO chain and fitness vlogging channel. Today we're going over a video by request. What are 3 exercises that we can do to develop explosive kicks? Now, I understand that everyone on the No Limit Squad isn't all about combat sport or self-defense, so I'm sure I'm speaking to just a small portion of us on the squad, but I do want to address this because I think that is pretty cool, and you never know who will be joining the squad in later months or years. All right, so this is for you guys. So the 3 exercises are Bulgarian split squat, the front squat, and the calf raises. All right, guys, thanks for watching. If you like this video, I'm just kidding. We're gonna go into it right now. The reason I picked those exercises is for a couple reasons. One, yes, it is important to have leg strength for kicks, for powerful kicks. If you look at it a little deeper though, a lot of that power comes from your hip and your abs, your core. Bruce Lee really talked about core, and even from a personal training standpoint, a lot of your power comes from your core. Like any twisting movement, any power, if you want something to have a powerful impact, you want it to come from your core. I am by no means like some type of fighting genius or expert. I'm not gonna even pretend to be that. I am gonna stay in my lane because that is most certainly not my lane. But even if you look at a street fighter, right, and all they know how to do is tackle people to the ground and ground and pound, or do the right-handed haymaker, because that's pretty much all people do. Even the right-handed haymaker, it's still coming from the ab. A poorly thrown one is just arm, so it doesn't really have as much impact as one where you throw with your entire core stemming from your calf, right? If we throw away the core, what do we have left for explosive kicks? We have the legs. Yes, we do. So we have, like I mentioned just before, we have the front squat, the calf raise, and the Bulgarian split squat. Of the 3, personally, I think that the Bulgarian split squat is #1 in importance. The reason why is because whenever you throw a kick, you are now on one leg. For that small amount of time that we're throwing the kick, there is balance involved. Performing balance exercises on the iso chain is really important. Hence, single leg deadlift, the pistol squat, the Bulgarian split squat, anything that involves balance and strength unilaterally is really, really important. So honestly, I'd put it Bulgarian split squat, front squat, and calf raise, okay? So I'm gonna go over these real quick. Now, if you want to see any of these exercises in depth, I have a whole how to perform this exercise on the iso chain series, which you can find right here. So go ahead and click that, that card real quick, and it'll drop a whole playlist. I think I have like 25 of them right now. Go ahead and check them out. You'll see those 3 exercises we just mentioned. But to see it real quick, so the first thing you do to really develop a lot of power is the squat. So remember, you would want to do the front squat. I'm just performing a Zercher squat because, again, I think I've told you guys this before. My wrists just don't go that way. So I like to do the Zercher squat, get in position like this, and pull up, pushing through the legs. That's your Zercher squat. The calf raise. Can't really see my head, that's okay. You just need to see my feet, okay? So all you do is grab the bar over under and just push up into the bar like this on your tiptoes from the side position. Just looks like this, getting on your tiptoes and pushing against the bar like that. And the last one is the Bulgarian split squat. So for this, you would need something behind you to put your leg on. So I do it Zercher style. So like this, right? And I put my foot on something behind me, right? And all I would do, you keep your foot as close to the middle of the base plate as possible, and just push up like that. When you push, you're gonna notice that it's automatically gonna wanna push you to the left, all right? Or if it's the left leg, just by balance, it's gonna wanna push you to the right. And that's okay, that's just balance. It's important to work on that because unilateral strength is very, very important. Case in point, I am by no means an expert. So no black belt, no crazy years of it, no, all right? But just by knowing the basics, okay? It's all about, like if we're talking about the front snap kick from the rear leg, right? It comes from the hip here, right? This is the power. So again, that's where I'm talking about. It all comes from the core. But imagine if you had strong legs as well. That's how Bruce Lee, at his small weight, was able to launch that freaking bag all the way up and it smacked the ceiling like that. That's how he was able to do that. Another thing he was taking advantage of is what's called kinetic chain linking, which I'm really excited for. That video is coming in the future because the iso chain and kinetic chain linking are just like, they just go hand in hand. It is fantastic. But training on that really develops our kinetic chain linking. But a lot of that, if you think about it, it's not just, oh, it's a kick, so it's just all about leg. Well, no, you could have a really beefy leg, but if your technique is bad, this video is all about what are 3 exercises that will improve your kicks and make them explosive. If you have terrible technique, I would recommend talking to whoever's teaching you, and they probably are gonna say work on your technique. I probably agree with that. You probably wanna work on your technique. So if your technique is wrong, you know, and you're all over the place, and then you throw the kick and then you fall backwards, what good is that, you know? And the same thing if you do a side kick and it's like it's out of place and you end up hurting yourself, or you throw the kick and then, you know, you kind of get thrown off of balance. What's the point of that? The same thing with the roundhouse. You know, if you get thrown off of balance, what is the point? So technique, technique, technique. Talk to your instructor. Again, I am not here to teach you that. That is not in my lane, okay? That is in another lane. For on this channel, we're just talking about the power to make them more explosive. So a stronger leg, if we were to compare 2 combatants, right? Let's just say they were the same person. 2 combatants, and they both have fantastic technique, but one threw a kick with iso chain power and the other one just had good technique. That iso chain dude is launching that other dude to the moon. I mean, it is what it is. A stronger leg with technique versus just technique, bye. There is nothing else at that point. It's just it's just a simple mathematical equation at that point, if that makes sense. So if you think about how the kick is delivered, now it depends on the kick. I really feel unqualified because I am unqualified to teach this. So I'm not trying to teach, I'm just trying to teach about the fitness aspect of it, not the kick itself. With kinetic chain linking, it's a whole body movement. So it starts from the toes and works all the way up here into the hip as it gets thrown out. So it's not just, oh, you know, I squat 400 pounds, watch out for this kick. I mean, but is your technique good? So as soon as with proper technique and the whipping, the power and the whipping potential that you develop from the iso chain, because remember, the iso chain doesn't make you slow, it makes you really, really fast. If you want to know more about that, here's the link to the video right here. You can find that out. But it comes from, it's a whole body movement. The legs, stronger legs just make it a lot more dangerous, okay? So if you really wanted to work on launching somebody to the moon, you would perform these 3 exercises. It's all about technique, guys. But having a more powerful quadricep, hamstring, glute, and calf muscle can mean the difference between kicking somebody and them just staggering back versus kicking somebody and breaking their ribs and they're out of the fight, saving your life potentially. You never know what it could be. Something to remember when we're performing these exercises on the iso chain. I've made this analogy before. Think of it as like compressing a spring, right? So I have all this potential right here. You see this? So by strengthening yourself on the iso chain, here's all this potential. This bend right here represents potential. As soon as you let that go, it's that much more powerful. Like a stronger tendon, a stronger connective tissues in addition to stronger muscles. It's just that much more devastating of a kick. You know, if we were to look at it, who would you rather get kicked by? Jackie Chan or Michael J. White? We see the physiques on both of them. Their skill set is entirely different, but let's just say they were doing the same kick. Let's just say they were doing a side kick like that, right? I really would not want to get kicked by Michael J. White. Not to say that he's, oh my God, Jackie Chan is trash. That's not what I'm saying. It's just so much more. You have technique in both of the combatants, but you also have muscle on one of them. A lot more. If you have a Mack truck coming at you at 60 miles an hour and you have a family sedan coming at you at 60 miles an hour, you're dead either way. You're dead either way. This hunk of metal coming at you at 60 miles an hour. What is going to do more damage? Like on the autopsy, there's a really weird analogy, but I think it's pretty accurate. In the autopsy, you're gonna be mush if you got hit by the truck. You're still gonna probably maintain your form, but just be just a shattered mess getting hit by the car. Mush with the truck, shattered mess with the car. Does that make sense? So much more mass coming at you with a stronger, more developed body versus just technique. If that makes sense, I hope I'm making sense. I hope I'm staying on topic with this. Actually, I'm gonna throw a fourth exercise in this, the side squat for explosive kick. So that's just like this and pushing through your left leg, or like this and pushing through your right leg. If you want to see those exercises in detail, like I said, I have the playlist right here. All right, guys, hopefully that made sense. Hopefully I was staying on topic. This is a new one for me, and I was kind of up for the challenge. So those are the 3+1 exercises that you'll want to incorporate into your training if you are into combatives and you are looking to increase your striking power for your legs. Honestly, those, in my opinion, are probably the best exercises to do on the iso chain. All right, guys, thanks for watching. If you found that informative or helpful, please be sure to drop a like. Go ahead and comment. Maybe you think that there's another exercise leg wise that would be really important to throw into an iso chain routine to develop the legs. And if you're not yet part of the squad, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Go ahead and join the squad with us. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.